Hello and welcome. Welcome to today's episode. Today we're going to be talking about how to improve your company's branding. And that's what so many people want to do. Okay, when you're going into marketing or setting up a business, you want to create a brand of what where customers will come to you, they'll flock to you. How do you get a brand like Virgin? How do you get a brand like Nike and Reebok and Adidas? And these brands, you just see their logo. Okay, you see their logo and instantly you know exactly what company that is. And how do you get that? It's a process. It is a process. So first, what I want to kind of talk about is what is a brand. Okay, because a lot of marketers or a lot of designers try and make it quite complicated. A brand is something that they say when you're not in the room and all that kind of fluff and things like that. Ultimately, what I think, okay, so I'm not saying that anybody's wrong. What I think is your brand is your trust score. Okay, I talk a lot about trust. Okay, the reason somebody purchases off you is because they trust you more than your competitor. Simple. Okay, they want the product. They trust you more than they trust the competitor. You've got the customer. So your brand is technically just your trust score, and what we need to do is elevate your trust. How much you trust by the way that you're perceived. Okay, so number of different things that we do at HC Media Group, or now HC Business Group, which is the overarching company that holds HC Media Group and HC Finance Group. We've now got a finance agency as well. But the things that we do, yes, you've got to have a logo that looks nice and it's fitting to your customer base. Okay, they need to understand it. There is that. Yes, you do need to have a website that has got good customer journey, that's got good content, that your customers arrive, they're not confused. Yes, you do need to speak in a tone of voice that your customers can understand. If you're selling something simple, if you're selling a pen, there's no point talking in a language that only a PhD student is going to understand, because the people buying a pen are not going to understand it. They're going to confuse. They're not going to connect with the brand. So yes, all of those things are very, very important when you're designing a brand and kind of when you're putting things out there. But more importantly is your marketing. It's where that brand is going to be seen. Okay. What we can do is we can use data. Okay, we use a lot of data to kind of manipulate where we're going to do the marketing and what we're going to do so that you get a better brand perception, basically. So if you're just starting out, obviously you've got to get your branding in line. So there's branding and brand, I think, two different things. Branding is your design, brand is your overall trust score. So we need to get your branding in line. If you've already set up, you've been going through a few years, that's already in place. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to overhaul that too much. If you look at Google changed their logo. They spent millions of pounds changing their logo. And all they did was change the colours. That's it. They kept their original kind of structure and they kept how it is. We've just gone through a rebrand. Okay, HC Media Group have just gone through a rebrand. We've changed our logo. It's still the HC. It's still in a circle. We've just put some swirls in there, make it a bit more modern, so that our customer base can know. So how do we create a brand? First off is a strategy. You've got to do some research. Okay, you've got to do some research on who is your customer, where are they based, what age are they, what do they like, what do they don't like, and things like that. Then you design your brand to fit on the marketing channels that are there. that those customers look at. So as an example, I'm not going to mention names, but there is a car dealership, quite a large car dealership that I worked with a few years ago now, and we went through their Google Analytics. Now they've got 53 locations, so they're quite a large, all in one kind of geographical area around London and whatnot. And what we saw, we looked into the Google Analytics, we delved into that, and we saw that their average customer base was, or people going onto the website, was people between the age of 40 to 60, female. They had a certain amount of cash. They were coming on Apple iPhones, and they were on Sky Broadband. And they were coming on between, I think it was like 7 and 9 p.m. So that was the core. Yes, there was other people, but that was the core people that were coming on. So Sky Broadband, we know that they have Sky TV, so we know kind of what programs they watch. Okay, Apple iPhone, so we know what kind of money that they have. This was a few years ago when iPhones were just coming out, so we knew that that they had to have a certain level of income. And obviously the cars were brand new. So this is a new car dealership. And there's a lot of information looking at their customer base that we went, ding, okay, how do we raise the brand? How do we raise the trust score? How do we market this to those people in the correct way? And so what we did is we booked some TV ads on Sky. I can't remember exactly what channel it was, but it's one of the main channels between the hours of 7 and 9. So what's happening is they're sitting there on their phone, flicking through, looking at cars, doing bits and bobs, and a TV advert comes on with the same car company, promoting what they're doing. And it was a lovely advert, and the advert was about trust. These are our reviews, look how many people are happy, and things like that. So what we've done, we used multi-channel that was coming onto the website, but it was also using the TV, and to make sure that these guys knew about it, about the company more. And we didn't expect to sell anything from the TV. Obviously, these are big brands, so they can afford this kind of stuff. But I just want to give this as an example. You go out there, and you got your web, and then you got on TV, so you're seeing it in two different places. And then what we've done is we've done a radio station, local radio station that we knew that they'll be listening to, because obviously we've got the demographics, we matched it to the demographics of the radio station. And now you're hearing, you're seeing, and you're on the internet, all of the same company. Now, it doesn't matter what company that was, because they keep seeing the same brand, the same message over and over and over and over again, their brain starts to trust it. Very much a story that I absolutely love, looking back to the World War. Cadbury's was not the number one chocolate. Now Galaxy, come on, I'm a Galaxy man, but Cadbury's are the world's number one chocolate now. But they weren't. It was actually Bournville, if I remember rightly. And in the World War, chocolate in the UK was on ration. Okay, you could only get a tiny bit of chocolate. So what Cadbury's done is they advertised. Nobody could buy it. So what's the point in advertising? Well, they kind of knew that the more they advertised, people wanted it. Okay. Oh, look at this person eating a chocolate bar. You're walking past a billboard or a newspaper going, oh, I wish I had that chocolate bar. Oh, chocolate bar, chocolate bar, chocolate bar, chocolate bar, Cadbury's, 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 everywhere. And then the ban was lifted. And what did everybody want? Everybody wanted Cadbury's. It shot them to number one chocolate bar in the world, and it's continued since then. So how to build a brand is be everywhere. Do everything. Okay. In my book, Website Sales Machine, I talk about how multi-channel advertising it makes the website a sales machine. And it is true with branding. It is true with marketing. It's true with absolutely everything. Yes, I repeat, your brand has to speak to your customer base. Okay. DFS and Wayfair are ones that I like to speak about most. Okay. DFS have got a sofa and they speak to people that always want a deal. Okay. They always want a deal. It's if you do not buy a sofa in a sale, you've been robbed, basically. That's the way that they kind of suggest it. They speak to that audience of people that always want to save money. Well, Wayfair sell exactly the same sofas. Exactly the same. I'm pretty sure they're made in the same factory. And I might be wrong. Don't take me on that, but I'm pretty sure. And actually, their price point is higher, their marketing is higher, and it's by quality. So they're speaking to their customer base. You do need that when you're a brand. But there's no point having that if you're not seen. So social media, crucial. Don't expect sales from social media to start with. Okay? Do not expect sales to start with. Social media is all about trust, brand. Get your voice out there. Get people listening to you. Show what you're doing. I am doing podcasts. I'm doing YouTube and streaming, and I've got books. I've got content going out all the time. Why? To build trust, to build my brand. If you keep listening to my voice, you might fall asleep, but that's a different story. But if you keep listening to my voice and you keep seeing my logo, and then you see my voice, then you see my logo, then you see my voice, and you see my logo, one day you're going to see my logo or my face and go, that's Christopher Clowes, that's HC Media Group, without any other prompt. Okay. And that is when you start building. Then when somebody goes, I need a web developer, or I need an SEO expert, or, I need a marketing agency to write me a strategy on how to kind of crush from A to Z, you're instantly going to go, oh, well, I've been listening to Christopher Clowes' podcast. I've worked with HC Media, and you make recommendations. And that's how the brand starts coming up. So my tip for how to build a brand is 3 simple steps. Number 1, write a strategy on who your customer base is and how you're going to get in front of that person. Okay. It's great saying, oh yeah, well, my customer base is X, Y, and Z. Okay. What channels are they listening to? What programs do they watch? What magazines do they read? And put your advert in front of those. So the second point, first is write a strategy. Second point is act on that strategy. Okay, act on that strategy. You will not get great results to start with. I need to make this absolutely clear. People put a social media post out and go, oh, no one's interacted. Oh, I'm not going to do that again. Persistence builds a brand. Keep doing it. I've been doing this for 5 years. 5 years we've been building our agency. 5 years we've been putting out content and doing things. Persistence. Okay. And I guess the third point is don't give up. Okay. Just do not give up. Keep pushing it out there. Keep pushing it out there. Keep pushing it out there. Last night, I was watching a film on Amazon Prime called The Founder, about McDonald's and kind of the McDonald's franchise and kind of how that grew. And there's a comment in there that actually that made me laugh. I spoke to the missus and I said, yeah, that is so true. The comment is, it took me 30 years to create an overnight success. Okay. It takes time. Believe in yourself, keep pushing your brand, keep pushing your beliefs, and you will achieve it. That's it for today's episode. I hope that's helpful. If you want me to, jump on a call, just go to hcmediagroup.co.uk. We're more than happy to do some free consultations with you, talk to you, on a Zoom call about your brand and kind of help you out. I never charge for, just for chatting or, talking through and telling you what you need to do. So please do jump on us if you need us. But for now, thank you for your listening, and I will speak to you soon.